It was a quiet evening in the city. Outside the cafe window, the rain fell softly, tracing silver lines against the glass. Inside, the warm light of a table lamp glowed like a secret waiting to be remembered. Evelyn sat by the window, her hands wrapped around a small bundle of letters tied with a red ribbon. The coffee beside her had long gone cold, but she didn't notice. She was lost somewhere between the sound of rain and the rhythm of her heart. Some nights don't begin with words. They begin with memories. For Evelyn, this night was one of them. Every droplet that slid down the glass seemed to carry a reflection of her past, a whisper of the voice she once loved. She took a deep breath and slowly untied the ribbon. The first letter smelled faintly of ink and time. The handwriting was familiar, gentle, a little uneven, the kind of writing that felt like a hug. "Dear Evelyn," it read, "I know you hate goodbyes, so I'll pretend this isn't one. I'll just say, save me a seat by the window. I'll find my way back to you someday." She smiled faintly, her eyes glistening as she traced the words with her fingers. For a moment, she could almost hear his laughter again, feel the warmth of his hand brushing against hers. Her mind drifted back to the days when they would sit together in this same café, sharing stories and dreams. He used to write in his small notebook, saying, "Someday I'll write our story." She would laugh and roll her eyes, calling him dramatic, but secretly she hoped he would. They were two imperfect souls who found peace in each other's chaos. And then one day he left, not out of anger, but out of ambition. Life had offered him an opportunity far away, and love, she thought, was about letting go. But time has a strange way of testing love. What begins as distance often becomes silence. The calls stopped, the messages faded, and before she knew it, 3 years had passed. Yet here she was, still holding on to the words he left behind. She opened another letter. The ink had smudged slightly, but she could still read it. "I kept writing to you," it said, "every month. I thought distance would cure me, but it only made your voice louder in my head. If I ever see you again, I'll say what I never could. You were the best thing that ever happened to me." Her lips trembled as she read the line again. The pain wasn't sharp anymore. It was soft, almost tender, like an old song you never stop loving. Evelyn leaned back in her chair, watching the raindrops gather and slide down the window pane. The cafe was quiet, except for the hum of low music and the occasional clink of cups. She wondered if he ever sat somewhere, thinking of her, missing her in the same quiet way. The thought made her smile through the tears. She opened the last envelope. This one was different, newer, the paper whiter, the handwriting shakier. Her heart raced as she began to read. "If you're reading this, I never made it home. Don't cry for what we didn't finish. Just promise me one thing. Keep the letters. They're pieces of me, scattered across paper, waiting for your forgiveness." The words hit her like the sound of distant thunder. He was gone, truly gone. But somehow in that moment, she didn't feel empty. She felt full of memories, of love, of the quiet beauty of everything they once were. She wiped her tears and looked out the window. The rain had slowed, and the city lights blurred like watercolor on canvas. She tied the red ribbon back around the letters, placed them gently inside a small wooden box, and set it beside her coffee cup. For a long while, she just sat there, breathing in the peace that followed pain. The night had grown still, and the first light of dawn was breaking through the clouds. "He said he'd find his way back," she whispered softly, a small smile curling on her lips. Maybe love doesn't mean returning to the same place. Maybe it means never really leaving. The camera of life pulled away, leaving her framed by the glow of morning light, surrounded by rain, letters, and the echoes of love that lived on between the lines.